What phase is that?
Prophase.
Prophase. And what are the black worm-like things in here?
Chromosome.
Chromosomes, okay. What phase is this?
Metaphase.
What phase is that, a plant or an animal?
Plant.
Yeah.
Plant. What phylum? Peripheral. Whoops. That's not there. Going the wrong way. Peripheral, what type of symmetry?
Radial.
None. Does it have a skeleton?
I guess so.
Okay. Doesn't have much anything, right? That little guy, mollusca, yeah. What type of symmetry?
Radial.
Bilateral. Does it have a skeleton?
External skeleton. What is it? Chitin?
Right?
Oh.
No skeleton. All mollusks have shells, but not skeletons.
Chordata.
Chordata. What class?
Mammalia.
Mammalia. Is it segmented?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How many pairs of paired appendages?
2.
Type of symmetry? Did I already ask that?
Bilateral.
Bilateral. Okay. Phylum?
Arthropoda.
Class?
Insecta.
How many pair of antennae?
1.
One. How many pair of wings?
2.
How many pair of legs?
3.
It worked out nicely now. 1, 2, 3. What phylum? What phylum? What phase?
Telophase.
Telophase. And what's this thing?
Cell plate.
And what part of the cell cycle begins when that forms?
Cytokinesis.
What phase?
Anaphase.
Anaphase. And what's this whole V-shaped thing called?
Chromosome. Daughter chromosome.
Chromosome, a daughter chromosome. And then the parts of the chromosome are at the end right here.
Centromere.
Centromere, and here.
Chromatid.
Chromatid. What phase?
Anaphase.
Telophase.
Anaphase. No furrow cleavage pro yet, so anaphase. And what's this thing right here?
Aster.
What's that little tiny thing in the center?
Centriole.
And what's this stuff?
Spindle.
And what are these black things?
Chromosomes.
Chromosomes. Okay. What's all this stuff? Cytoplasm. What phase? Prophase. What type of symmetry?
Radial.
Radial. So what phylum?
Nadaria.
Nidaria. Another insect. Is this segmented?
Yes.
Does it have a skeleton?
Yes.
What kind?
Internal.
What type of symmetry?
Bilateral.
How many pairs of paired appendages?
2.
What class?
Hundredictine.
Undrictine.
Hundredictines.
What phylum?
Mollusca.
Nope. Rules people every single time. Remember? These guys, arthropoda, yeah?
What are they?
Barnacles, acorn barnacles. So they've got an external skeleton and a shell. And so all those arthropod characteristics apply to these as well. Except we don't know how many pairs of legs they have, but they have a bunch of legs. What phylum?
Nadaria.
No.
Nadaria.
Nidaria. So even though it's hard, it's not hard. What phylum?
Mollusca.
Mollusca. What type of symmetry?
Radial.
Nope, not radial. Bilateral, it's got a head. Mollusca. Is it segmented?
Yeah. No.
Nope, not segmented. Does it have a skeleton?
No.
No skeleton. What phylum?
Nematoda.
Nematoda. Is it, well, what type of symmetry do nematodes have? Bilateral, because they're worms, right? And are they segmented?
No.
No. What class?
The Dilophosaurus.
Yeah. And otherwise you get tired of saying arthropod over and over and over again. How many pairs of appendages per segment?
Two.
Two. Are these mean and vicious or nice and friendly?
Friendly.
How do you know?
Fat and dumb.
Because they lick soup. They lick slowly. And they're vegetarians. And the only way they can hurt, well, there's two ways they can hurt you. One is some of them give off sort of a secretion that's got arsenic in it, I think, or maybe cyanide, some kind of toxin. And the other one is the really big ones when they'll coil up into like a flat ring, and they can pinch you between their plates. If you need a really big one, it's like a foot long to do that.
Oh, gosh.
Already did that, guy? What subphylum?
Crustacea.
And that's subphylum of which phylum?
Arthropod.
How many pairs of appendages?
5.
5. How many pairs of antennae?
1.
2.
2.
Type of skeleton?
External.
External. Type of symmetry?
Radial.
Radial. Does it have a skeleton?
No.
No. So what phylum?
Area.
How many pairs of appendages?
4.
4. Is it segmented?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it have a skeleton?
Yes.
What kind?
External.
What phylum?
Arthropod.
Arthropod.
Arthropoda for the phylum, and class is?
Arachnoidea.
Arachnoidea. What else is in this class besides spiders?
Scorpions.
Scorpions. Yes, and some other stuff. You didn't see that. Type of symmetry?
Radial.
Type of skeleton?
External.
Internal.
Internal. Okay. Phylum?
Echinodermata.
Echinodermata. Is this segmented?
Yes.
Is it, well, what type of symmetry?
Bilateral.
Does it have a skeleton? If so, what type?
None.
No.
No skeleton. So what phylum are we looking at?
Platyhelminthes.
Nope.
Nematode.
Nope. Annelida, yep.
Which one?
Annelida
No.
or Annelida. Segmented round worms. So this guy's kind of flattened, but he's still round.
So this has no skeleton?
No, worms never have skeletons. That's what makes them, one of the things that makes them round.
I think he's a millipede.
Yeah, it looks like a millipede or a centipede, but if you look at the head, it doesn't really have a well-developed head up there.
Okay.
And the appendages are just little flaps with no joints. Is this segmented?
Yes.
What type of symmetry?
Bilateral.
How many pairs of appendages?
2.
Does it have a skeleton? If so, what kind?
Internal.
What phylum?
Chordata.
Chordata.
And what class?
Aves.
What phylum? What
Chordata.
class?
Reptilia.
And all those chordate characteristics are the same as with the bird except for the appendages. What class?
Chordata. No.
Amphibia.
Amphibia, yeah.
What phase?
Telophase.
Telophase. And what's this thing called?
Cleavage curve.
Cleavage furrow. Okay, that's the end of that one. Which tree is that?
Digger.
Digger pine.
Foothill pine.
You know the scientific name? No, it's not the list. Minus.
Lobata?
No.
Digger pine, no, it's,
Starts with an S.
Saviana.
Yeah.
Sabiniana, yep.
We need to know the.
Yeah, you get the
scientific
list.
name. Oh.
Like they got from before. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you didn't even know this. That's blurry, but what is the name of this bush?
Manzanita.
Manzanita? Okay. Arctostaphylos, yeah, that's the genus. Does it produce anything good?
Yes.
Decorative twigs anyway, but also little apples or berries. Make juice out of them. Common name?
Douglas.
California coastal
Oh,
redwood. Well, I should have showed you that so you don't get it confused with deodars. So two ways to tell them apart. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, so one way, look at the top. Can't see the top very clearly in this, but if the top goes up straight, it's probably not a deodar. Better though is to look at the needles. If the needles are nice and flat like that, it's definitely not a deodar. Deodars have those, like, I call them tufts, little explosions of needles. We'll see some in a little bit. Common name? Spider lupin, Bentham's lupin, narrow leaf lupin. And then of course you need to know the scientific name.
Lupinus benthami.
Lupinus benthami. Common name?
Jimson weed.
Jimson weed. That was from the field trip, huh?
Yes.
Is it field trip on this test? You did on this test, okay. Get so confused. Okay, so, you know all kinds of stuff about this plant, right?
Yeah.
So, would you consider making a salad out of this plant?
No.
What are those bumps called?
Hogs wallows.
Okay. Hog wallows? So the about three people like to call them hog warts. That's not, obviously not right. So. Hog wallow? Just H-O-G-W-A-L-L-O-W. And what makes them?
Unknown.
No. What are those?
Galls. Bark galls.
Galls. Okay, what causes galls?
Wasps.
Wasp.
A wasp. And what type of symbiotic relationship is this?
Commensal.
Commensalism. There's a little tree here. This is what the foliage looks like. What's this tree?
Live oak.
Oh, interior.
Interior live oak. Anybody remember that genus and species? Wislanzini. Common name?
Chinese tree
Chinese
of
tree.
heaven.
Chinese tree of heaven. Is this exotic or native?
Exotic.
And what's the bad thing about why are exotic species generally not good?
They take resources that don't give anything to them.
Exactly. They extract the resources, but they don't really provide any input into the ecosystem. And based on the vegetation growth pattern, which direction is this slope facing?
North.
North.
And so which direction is this slope facing?
South.
And how are conditions different here compared to here?
Wetter,
Wetter,
cooler, shadier.
Yep. Wetter, cooler, shadier. Ecological process taking place in this rock?
Primary succession.
Primary succession. Type of symbiosis taking place right here? Obligate mutualism.
Tree tobacco.
Tree tobacco?
Dam.
Riparian.
Riparian zone, not a very good riparian zone, but kind of a riparian zone. So I think this slide is here to remind me to ask you questions like, what are some negative characteristics or negative things that happen to the river environment after a dam is built? Just keep that in mind. If you ask what happens to the river above the dam and what happens to the river below the dam, it definitely affects both of them. And generally, it's not generally good in the case. What's that building?
Courthouse.
Whose courthouse?
Millerton.
Not Tryon.
Millerton.
Millerton. What's that little floating plant?
Duckweed.
Duckweed.
Duckweed. More duckweed. What are those holes?
Potholes.
Grinding holes. Yeah. What do they grind? Acorns. Who did that, men or women?
Women.
What are the holes called themselves?
Mortar holes?
Mortar.
Or acorn grinding holes?
Not potholes.
I like
That's an
one.
alder, yeah. The tree is an alder, what's the bush on the right?
Spice bush.
Spice bush, yeah. And the alder is an indicator of what habitat?
Riparian.
Riparian zone. There's alder leaves and flowers that look like little cones. What tree? Ash. What tree? Willow. And those are both riparian indicators also. Willow leaves. What tree is this? Blue oak. Yeah. And blue oak is Quercus what?
Lobata. No.
What's that? What's that?
What's the species name?
Lobata?
The glassy.
Oh.
Quercus the glassy. I don't know if you remember this one. This one didn't have flowers on it when you saw it. Carpinteria. Yeah. Oh, let me back up. What is Carpinteria's claim to fame?
The city on the coast?
No, originally it only grew in Fresno County. What's that stuff?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe. What type of symbiosis is it?
Parasitism.
What does it take from the host tree?
Nutrients in the water.
Food, nutrients. How did it get up in the tree?
Bird shit.
Bird express, bird food. What's this plant?
Baby loop.
Baby lupin. And what's the, remember the scientific name?
Lupinus bicolor.
Lupinus bicolor. How about that one?
Bush lupin.
Bush lupin. And the scientific name?
Lupinus al.
Albifron.
Oh.
And our last lupin.
Lupinus
White lupin?
Lupinus album.
densicolor.
Dinzy.
Dentiflorus. Yeah.
Densiflorus, yeah.
What kind of tree is that?
Sago palm.
Sago palm. Did we talk about these?
No.
No.
Okay. Guess we got a gap here for a little bit now. We got stuck. So what's that plant? You already saw this one. Spice
Spice
bush?
bush.
Yeah. Calicanthus occidentalis. What's that one? Redbud. This another one? Let's look at this one. Oh, that one's a cybus. That must have been the one that would jam the system. There's redbud. In the late spring, and that's the other one with the nice color of redbud. In the early spring, before the leaves come out. Spice bush capsule of fruit. And what are those pine trees?
Canary pine.
Canary Island pines. Are those, pretty obviously, those are exotics. Those are the needles of the Canary Island pine. But I wouldn't ask you that without showing you the whole tree. And those are needles of what kind of pine? Those are digger pine needles, yeah. So they look really pretty similar. I guess the digger pines aren't quite as droopy. Just some needles for comparison. What kind of cone? Digger pine cone. What tree?
Deodar.
Let me show you the foliage.
Incense seed.
Incense cedar. And I think this is going to be a cone. Incense cedar. What kind of trees? Ponderosa pine. Just another oak tree. Blue oaks again. Blue oaks, solid oaks. This is one from pictures only because the tree is rabbit brush. Nope,
That's rabbit brush.
that's flannel bush. Rhododendron. That was on your campus field trip list, but it wasn't on list of names I gave you for the quiz, but it's on the list now. What kind of trees are those?
Deodar.
Deodar cedars. Where are they native to?
Northern India, Armenia.
Foothills of the Himalayan mountains, Central Asia, Northern India, Pakistan, places like that. That's what the needles look like. That tree by itself doesn't help, but there's the leaves.
Ginkgo.
Ginkgo. And what is good, ginkgo good for?
Memory.
Memory. Sago palm. Maleo. Scientific name? Berkus lobata. Jeffrey pine. Oh, and over here, what's that look like to you? Bunch of little green sticks, right?
Palo Verde? Or is
that-
that?
Palo verde?
Yeah.
I thought that light post was the trunk. I'm like what?
No, this is a hybrid between a light post and a palo verde.
That's
This is bark of a Jeffrey Laura ponderosa pine. Live forever.
China Redwood.
Giant sequoia. Or Sierra redwood. Same thing. Lots of blue oak. What's this? Rabbit bush, yes?
California Bay.
California bay. California bay again.
Buckeye.
Buckeye.
Buckeye. Can you eat the buckeyes?
No.
How come?
Poisonous.
Poisonous.
Buckeye in summer. So what's the strategy the buckeye has to cope with drought and dry summers?
Lose its leaves first.
Sprout first. Lose
First to get
its
the leaves,
first.
first to lose the leaves. This is a little sequoia family, so. What's this first one?
Giant sequoia.
Giant sequoia. Middle one,
Dawn sequoia.
and the end one.
Redwood.
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 Honeysuckle?
Honeysuckle, chaparral honeysuckle. What do you think this is?
Rabbit brush?
Rabbit brush, yeah. It's a really bad take.
Mistletoe.
What's the tree?
Ash.
Ash.
No. There's leaf.
Cottonwood?
Cottonwood.
It's got mistletoe in it, so there's mistletoe on a bunch of trees. And I think that's everything. At least everything I can think of.